Welcome back to the dystopia. My name's Doster, and in light of the SpaceX I.P.O, I have got 10 questions for Elon Musk. If Elon Musk is a man of truth, a man of strength, a man of awareness, he will be able to answer these questions. If he cannot answer these questions, he is a coward, he is unconscious, and he does not know his situation, his awareness of who he is. Question number 1. Elon Musk, how many people have you given $1 million to? And I don't mean given to for a political agenda, for a political incentive, for political sway. I mean given $1 million to just because you love them, because you want the best for them, because you want to change their life and help them in their financial instability or instability. Question 2. How many meals have you bought for starving people, for people that don't have food between their teeth? Here in Australia, we have a billionaire by the name of Sam Prince, and he made a lot of money from one of his franchising ventures in Zambrero that sells fast food. And he has a program called Plate for Plate, where for every meal they sell at Zambrero, a meal is donated to someone in need. And they've already donated over 10 million meals. How many meals have you given to people in need, Elon Musk? Question 3. How much have you given to house homeless people? How much have you given to people who need to have a roof over their head, who have not had a roof over their head? How many people can you say had nowhere to live and now because of you have somewhere to live? If it's any less than 1,000, you are a coward. Question number 4. How many hospitals have you built? If it's any less than 1, you are a coward. Question 5. How many meditation centers have you funded? How many meditation centers have you given money to allow people to do their consciousness work, to become aware of themselves, to process what they need to process, to come into their own understanding, to let go of their desires and do all the rest of it and all that they need? Musk, do you even know what meditation is? Do you even know how that is important? Do you even know that it is a tried and true process of human consciousness? Question 6. How much have you given to science? And I don't mean rockets that blow up, rockets that go into space for God knows what reason. I mean, how much have you given to science in order to research a biological understanding, a chemical understanding, a healing understanding for medicine, for growth, for coming out of the pain of this human suffering that we have? There are billionaires that concern themselves with giving to people so that they can research and discover new cures for the end of diseases. What diseases have been rid from the world because of you, Musk? Question 7. How much have you given to foreign aid? This is similar to question 6, because in foreign aid, there are people that suffer who do not need to suffer. People who suffer from diseases that we have the cure for. They simply need the medicine and they will be cured. Now, as I understand it, Musk, you were in charge of cutting foreign aid, by which some estimates has led to the deaths of millions of people over the course of a few years. It is because of you that people have died when it really should have been because of you that people have lived. Question 8. How much have you given to the arts, music, painting, acting? How many movies have you funded? Just to take acting as an example, how many movies exist because you have decided to give a filmmaker a certain amount of money to make their film? Where are these films? How many art galleries have an opening which is funded by Musk, where the artist has been able to buy paint and canvas and brushes and have the time to support themselves to create paintings and images and then put on a show and sell their artworks? Where are the galleries? Where are the collections? Where are the dedications? How many albums, how many musicians can record an album, go into a music studio, plan the music, set up the microphones, pay the musicians, pay the recording engineers, pay for it to be pressed, pay for it to be promoted. How many musicians have this opportunity because of you? I'm a musician. I could do with that. I've got $20 in my bank account and I'm still making music, and it's not easy. It's not something that can be sustained. Question 9. How much have you given to the Commonwealth? How much have you given to the government in order for them to decide how to distribute this money? If it's anything short of $1 billion, you are a coward. Now, it might be that it's up to you to decide how much you want to give. And that will almost bring me to my last question, which is, how much have you pledged to give away? How much of your wealth are you using to help others? Because if it's anything short of 98%, you are a coward. You are unconscious. You have no idea what you're involved in. Because just 2% of your wealth is enough for you to spend far more than you could ever spend in your lifetime. How is it that you can not start thinking about others? How is it that the thought has not occurred to you yet? How is it that you have not seen the movie Schindler's List and decided, there's a message here that I need to understand about being a wealthy business person and seeing the inequality of others, seeing the struggle of others? Now, of course, Schindler's List is just one example. You might see any number of movies that can help you out with that. And of course, we see that you create rockets that explode and flamethrowers. This is myopic. This is so small-minded. You are not a genius. You are not open-hearted. You do not have higher awareness. You are not expansive. You are not someone who has seen the larger perspective. You need to connect with others. You need to expand your understanding, and you need to know what it means to be part of this humanity, to be part of this life. You won't be able to buy your way into deeper experiences. You won't be able to buy your way into a feeling of power. This feeling of power of playing politics, of being in a crowd and yelling, or being a visionary of some big project that you've got, this is not expansive experience. This is not expansive understanding. In fact, what we see is that you've become caught in an echo chamber. You've been caught up into this stupid ideology of right-wingedness. Yeah? This is myopic. This is small-mindedness. How can you not see the movie American History X and see that it's really dumb to get caught in old ideologies that have been proven to be wrong? You cannot spend anywhere near as much as you have. You cannot spend anything close to whatever you need, whatever you want. A bigger boat, a bigger holiday, any number of cars, any number of families, any number of domestic staff, any number of personal pleasure that you can bring, that you just cannot spend it in that lifetime. Send me $1 million. I will do with it something very useful, and I will document it. I will share it with the world. I will be on your side. I will root for you. If you can send me $1 million, I will show you the music and the art that I can create. I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I need a roof over my head. I'm someone who needs somewhere to live. Yes? Send me $1 million. Me being self-interested in myself. Now, of course, how you distribute the funds might not be that you want to sell it off and make it into cash. There might be a way that you can create your own fund that is in its own way. I understand that it's complicated in these financial things that you talk about and you do, that there's a process to it. It's an economic web, yeah? But there's still a way to do it. You can create a fund that is just for charity. You could create a portfolio that is just for charity. There is a way to do it. If you really had the power of your own consciousness, you would find a way to make the pledge to give away the majority of your wealth. If you don't, you are a coward. You do not understand yourself, you do not understand humanity, and you do not know what it means to open to larger experience. Understand your mind, understand your heart, open to the existential mystery of this universe. Be someone who can actually be looked up to instead of the parasite that you are, the horror that you are. This is my message for Elon Musk. If he is anything other than a coward, he will answer these questions and he will answer this call.